Bring your home together with some fascinating handmade pieces.
Molly Riehl is live in Carmichael finding more about the sustainable and mom-owned business. Hi, Molly.
Hi, good morning. Yes, this local mom is taking something really very old and making it really very cozy and new again. So I want to introduce to you Blair of Macra Madam. I said it right. Yes. Blair, obviously you make macrame.
I do.
You do. A lovely, lovely macrame. And this was a COVID baby, now a COVID toddler. How did you get started?
You know, it was 2020 and all of us were sitting here twiddling our thumbs, and I had a plant and I wanted a hanger, and when I was a kid I made friendship bracelets all the time and thought maybe I remember some of those knots, maybe I can do this to pass the time, and it turns out I remembered a lot more than I thought. So I slapped it on Instagram and my friend said, can you make me one? And I said, sure, I have nothing else to do. And it kind of spiraled from there. I thought, what else could I make? You know, what else does this art lend itself to? And it turns out it's so much bigger than I thought it was. And there's this beautiful community of macrame artists and of fiber artists. And I kind of just got, you know, really pulled into it.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, we've all seen macrame, of course. It's something that's very familiar with us. But you have created a lot of things that I've never seen macrame put to use for before. So kind of show off what you do. Let's start. I mean, you have the wall hangings.
Absolutely. So I would say, like, when you think macrame, you probably think of like your grandmother's macrame. Or I have so many people who say like, oh, I did this when I was in school, you know, or my house was covered in it. So you think kind of more decorative things, which is still have such a place in the fiber art community. But I wanted to take this vintage art and make it a little bit more practical. So for instance, like bookmarks, right? So being able to do something like that. These are car charms right there with your holding. So you put that on your rear view mirror.
That's adorable.
And it gives your car a little personality. It makes you a little happy when you go in, right?
Right, you can have something green in your car. I love that.
Same thing with the little flowers or the rainbows, right? You can push this up and on your rear view mirror and just add a little pop of color, right? So just to bring your own personality into things. And then even more practical is something like the keychains, right? Let's say you're holding your toddler and groceries. You can slip this on your wrist and then all of a sudden you have two free hands.
That solves a very big problem for me personally, yes.
And this is actually a fruit hammock. So you put this underneath your cabinet, right? You'd screw this in and then you fill it with fruit. So then you have prime real estate of countertop space, right?
Yeah.
So just kind of helping to add, a lot of these things are solutions to problems that I had personally, like a lack of counter space. Plant hangers is kind of where this got started, like you said, my COVID baby, and so that's still a big foundation. So this is one of our best sellers of being able to hang that from the ceiling.
This, for everyone who may be obsessed with their water bottle, it is Stanley approved.
Stanley approved.
Or Stanley, it fits a Stanley at least.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, like I love to hike and I like to stay hydrated. I'm not very good at it though. But this kind of helps solve that solution, right? Again, free hands, right? Like as a mom, you always need free hands.
I love this sweet vase for your dried flowers here. And then this is brilliant. How many of us have a dark corner that we wish plants could live in, but they just do not live? I have to help reveal this. Ready? Okay, tell us about this, Blair.
So I used to live in River Park, and I loved our little apartment, but it was really dark. And so I still wanted to have a plant, and I was just thinking, what if I had a way to have a grow lamp on all the time on either a succulent that needs a lot of light or just something I can turn on here and there. And I thought, what if I just literally made it into the plant hanger? And so now, yeah, so that's kind of how that came to be. Just that thought process of how can I find a macrame solution to a problem?
I love it. So, I mean, truly brilliant. So you can find all of the products on her website. You can follow her on Instagram too. And she said, if you see something, maybe you wanted a different color, you know, this would look great in yellow or blue or whatever. Or if instead of Miles, you want Billy on that, she can do custom orders as well. So just head to her website, reach out, and yeah, get your Macra Madam on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Listen, back to you guys.
It's so creative.
Awesome.
Thanks, Molly.